Hi, this is Charlie from Path of the Bee. In this video, I'm going to continue to work on my jaw crusher for my gold mine. So the main focus of this video will be putting together the main case. So I have my jaw set up here on some stands. I'm figuring I'm using these for the sides of the main case. So what I'll do is I'll just take and we'll clean these up, and I'm going to weld them together to get some height. I took the flywheels off. This just get too heavy to move around. Okay, so I got some clamps here holding this down to the table. These two pieces. And I was able to get this up on here with some help. Now I'm going to figure out this dimension, and then we'll figure out how we're going to attach the backing plate or the stationary jaw. Once we have the stationary jaw figured out, then I can locate where the holes go. So that's got to be the order. I think I'll make a 7-inch long piece and then just tip it in there and just weld the back side of it. Okay, so I found this piece of 1/4 by 2-inch angle iron here. I got this off a old combine I scrapped out, decided to save this piece. Thought it'd be good iron. So I'll cut these 7 inches long, and then I'll just build a piece that is similar to how I did with the channel iron here, and it'll just fit inside for my stationary jaw to bolt to. Then once I have this welded together, I can also machine everything out like I wanted to. For the plow bolts to bolt that stationary jaw die in there, I'll be able to flip it over also. So, all right, well, I'll go ahead and I'll cut this up into 7-inch pieces on the bandsaw. Okay, so I got these all cleaned up, squared up, and lined up. Hold them down with this aluminum angle iron here. And we'll tack this all up real good and then weld it all together. Okay, I'll get a flat disc and we'll clean this up. Okay, so I got that all cleaned up, ready to go in there. The stationary jaw will bolt to that, it'll fit in here. I'll put it at some kind of an angle, I'm not exactly certain what yet, but actually that looks pretty good right there. Okay, so I've got that piece clamped in here. I've decided that I'm going to have it tipped forward at a slight angle. I'll flush this up here, have the bottom kicked in 2 1/4 inches. I wrote that little note there. This will be the piece that I use for the stationary jaw die, and I'm kind of stretching steel here. I'm almost 1/4 inch narrow out of this corner, but I feel I can make it work. And I'll go ahead and cut this the same length as the inside piece. This also has a slight taper in here, so I really am stretching steel to make this work, but I'll cut it here and here. Okay, well, I'll put that in the milling machine with this. Okay, well, I'm gonna center drill and then drill through these locations. There we go. I better countersink this while I got everything set up. Okay, well, I welded them rebar on there completely solid. As you can see, they both look like bananas. I'll go ahead and once they cool down enough to handle, I'll take over to the press and we'll flatten them out. Okay, well, I'm waiting for those plates to cool down. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try and tack this in here. Okay, well, I have my stationary jaw and my movable jaw all welded up and straightened out. They're flattened out on the press, so everything's going to go good here. I will have to, grind a radius in this when I weld you do the fillet weld here on the inside of the main case. The next thing that I need to do here is I need to put some support here across to hold this in place, and then I've got to figure out how to build something down here for my toggle capture. I'll work on that next. So I'm gonna locate this where I want to drill holes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna build this in as these two pieces here as the toggle capture, and I'll drill holes in here, and it'll bolt to that. This will be the toggle plate, so it'll be bolted in here like this. This piece will also have a hole drilled in, and then I'll use like a valve spring there and a yoke to have a hole back there. And so that's how I'm gonna do that. I'll work on all that. I'll get this all welded up. I'll put a couple of nuts in the end here to keep the toggle from going from side to side. And so I'm gonna use a fixed style toggle plate. I'll put this all in there, and it will be non-adjustable. I'll adjust it by making a new toggle plate. Okay, so I got some holes drilled here in this angle, and I have the one for the return rod to go through, and a couple of 1/2-inch bolts here. So the toggle plate will go in like this, and then we'll capture it, and then we can get it lined up here on our bolts. All right. Okay, so I'm going to have to trim this toggle plate just a little bit so this fits in. I got to get the bolts to bolt this down properly first. So that's good. The toggle plate's a little bit long, gives me a little bit of room to round it out and make it fit. Okay, so I got my bolts for my bearings. So I use a 9/16 washer with a 5/8 bolt. I fit really tight that way. Alright, well, here it works. Let me bring you in there and show you down inside of that. See if we can fit in there. Spin it around. I believe it's going to do what it needs to do. This is the toggle in action here. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. In the next one, we'll put the flywheels on. I'm not certain which side they're going to need to be on based on how we mount the motor. So we'll do that in the next video. We'll mount the motor and we'll finish this project up. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.